Before we start every race, we come up with a mission statement. We look at what we're trying to achieve. I'm going to be brutally honest, for us it's always trying to win. But actually it's how you win. What is the strategy to enable you to win? And if we've sort of prepared and have gone through the procedure, then the guys know exactly what's coming up, why I've made that decision, why we're going this way, why we're letting maybe the boat get a little bit ahead of us because we're trying to pull a move on them later on. It's quite strategic sailing. Training up and preparing the crew before a race is actually as important as competing in the race itself. It's the hours that the guys spend preparing the boat. It's like a Formula 1 team. It's really, really important for me to have the crew respect me as a person, respect me for my leadership skills, but also my technical abilities. So I always try and lead from the front, try and lead by example. I try and be the guy who will be driving for the longest. It's something I find really, really important, and I really try and instill, is that egos don't work. It needs to almost be a family environment. People need to be comfortable enough to express themselves without feeling like they're going to be shot down, or feeling like, or ask questions without feeling like they're going to be sort of judged by what they're asking, I suppose. My sort of way of leading is not a dictatorship at all. I use the 1% strategy, so every single crew member that steps onto the boat has to constantly think, how can they improve their own performance by 1%? And if we do that every time we go out sailing, the cumulative effect of that is definitely an increase in our performance. Mental strength is actually probably more important than the physical strength, because we only sleep probably for 2 hours every 6 hours, so you are super sleep deprived and you're knackered, you're not eating enough food, you're burning 10,000 calories a day. You would actually need to be mentally strong enough to not allow them to cloud your judgment. Risk is really, really important with leadership. If you're not taking risks, you're not going to be winning, but that risk has to be calculated. I was competing in a race in 2010. It was in France, and it was with some of the top French sailors. There were 25 other boats and we were the only English boat there. And we were second in the race, and we were coming up to the finish line, pushing really hard to win. And we took a fairly large risk. We cut inside this lighthouse in the French guys' backyard. They knew this coastline incredibly well. But we'd done it before, we'd been there before, so we took the risk. We knew that we could do it, so it was a calculated risk, and it allowed us to win the race. And it's probably one of our greatest ever victories. We don't always win. It's to do with how we bounce back. I'm the skipper and director of Team Concise. We are Britain's fastest offshore racing team.